All right, guys. Number one, I'm having to redo this for the second time because of all my difficulties with sound. All right. Put it in standard form. Okay. That's part A. Part B, the degree is 4. Part C, the leading coefficient is -6. D, it's a polynomial. And E, it's quartic. Guys, number 3, you just combine like terms. 3x to the 4th and 8x to the 4th is 11x to the 4th. Cross those off. 10x cubed minus 3x plus negative 3x cubed is positive 7x cubed. Cross those off. Negative 6x squared plus negative 5x squared is negative 11x squared. Okay. All right. Sorry. No, yeah. Hold on. I totally botched that. Let's start over. 3x to the 4th plus 8x to the 4th is 11x to the 4th. This is a 10x to the 3rd. Sorry. 10x to the 3rd plus negative 3x to the 3rd is positive 7x to the 3rd. Got that right. All right, I did it right. I just thought I did it wrong. Nope, that was right. Negative 11x squared. It's getting late, I can tell. Guys, number 2 is going to be the one that you really struggle with because you got to distribute the negative sign. So I'm going to write down what the answer to number 2 is so you can check it and make sure you got it right. Negative 12x. Let's see. The answer to number 2, negative 12x to the 4th minus 7x cubed plus 10x plus 6. Again, that's number 2. The reason I give you that is because you need to see if you're getting that right if you're distributing the negative. Number 5. Going to pause it. All right, guys, you can multiply this using the box method, but I'm going to do the distributive property, so I'm going to multiply 3x times all 3 of these in blue, and then I'm going to multiply negative 2 times all 3 of these in red. And I want you to watch how I line these up, okay? 15x to the 3rd minus 18x squared plus 12x. Now for the part that I did in red, negative 10x squared plus 12x minus 8. And now just add like terms, and your answer is going to be 15x cubed minus 28x squared plus 24x minus 8. That's your answer number 5. On number 7, just remember that area of a rectangle is length times width. So all we're doing is multiplying here. I'll do the box method on this one. 9x minus 2, 2x plus 5, 18x squared minus 4x plus 45x minus 10. You have like terms here and here. So combine those. 8x squared plus 41x minus 10 is your answer. Number 9. All right, guys, use the row of Pascal's triangle that has 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1. Here's our row. From Pascal's triangle, this is the row we're using because this 3, if you just count 1, 2, 3 down this diagonal here, the row with the 3 in it is this row. All right. 1, 3, 3, 1. All right, the first part of the trinomial is x, and we use this exponent from the problem, and then we just decrease it each time. Now we take -9 to the 0 power. Guys, you have to put parentheses around -9. Put the exponent outside the parentheses so that when you type it in your calculator gives you the right answer. Anything to the 0 power is just 1. Anything to the 0 power is just 1. This equals -9, cross it out. This equals positive 81, cross it out. And this equals -729, so cross that out. You get all this on your calculator easily. 1 times 1 times x to the third is that. -9 times 3 times x squared is -27x squared. 81 times 3 times x is positive 243x. And -729 times 1 is -729. That's your answer. All right, guys, the number right here that makes this expression 0 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. So we put 2 in the box. Bring down all these coefficients and constants. And we've got our problem set up. So that's step 1. This is step 2. Step 3 is to start this process of multiplying and adding. 2 times 2 is 4, so put the 4 there. Multiply these two numbers and then put the answer there and then add these two numbers. Multiply, add. Multiply, add. Now, a lot of people mess up right here. This was x cubed. Well, we're dividing by x. That makes this x squared and this x. So my answer is 2x squared plus 10x plus 23 plus a remainder of 43 over x minus 2, the divisor. So this is your answer. This is just another polynomial. All right. (13). F of -1 means to put -1 into this function. G of 2 means to put 2 into this function. So let's do f of -1 first. So there's f of -1. G of 2 is just 2 times 2 plus 1. We just put 2 right there. So that's 5. And it said in the original problem, once you find f of -1 and g of 2 to add them. So it's just -7 plus 5. Okay. Notice here it wants us to multiply f of x times g of x, but we don't have numbers right here, so our answer is not going to be a number, it's just going to be a new equation. Okay, so let's just multiply 2x squared minus 5x times 7x minus 2. So we're going to do distributive here, we're going to do distributive here, and get our answer. 14x cubed minus 4x squared minus 35x minus 10x plus 10x actually. So combine these in the middle. And that's your answer. All right, guys. First, I'm going to show you how to do g of f of x, and then I'll work out the actual problem that it's asking us to. But I wanted to remind you that g of f of x means take g and remove the variable and put f into g. And get a new equation, 21x plus 14 plus 5, so 21x plus 19. Now that's how to get a composition of functions, but in our problem it said to find g of f of -2. So what that means, that's a little different than this. This still means composition, but it means just to evaluate f using -2, get that answer, and then evaluate g. So first we need to do f of -2, which equals 3 times -2 plus 2, which is -6 plus 2, which is -4. So that's f of -2, -4. So now we plug -4 into g. So now we're doing g of f of -2, which is the same as g of -4, which is 7 times -4 plus 5. -28 plus 5 is -23. Done. So your answer is -23 to number 17. All right, guys, a relation is just a set of ordered pairs, which is what we have here, okay? Now, if we want to find the inverse of this relation, all we do, so this is the answer to 18a. To find the inverse, we just switch the x's and the y's. So now we'll do y comma x, and that'll be the inverse. Okay, so take all these ordered pairs and just switch them. So 5, -2, 5, 1, 3, 8, and positive 9, -4. Now, guys, if you look back at the original problem, what was the domain? The domain up here was -2, 5, 8, and -4. Well, since we're switching x and y's, this domain, these x's, these 4 x's, are going to become the y's. So they're going to become the range. So anyway, the domain of the inverse is the range of the original. So look at all the y's. That'll become the domain of the inverse. So that'll be 5, 1, 3, 9. That's the domain of the inverse, because it was the range of the original problem. And the range of the inverse will just be the domain of the original problem. So -2, 5, 8, -4. Don't do part D. I've only got 30 seconds left. I'm going to pause it real quick and do 19. All right, guys, so you take the equation, you replace f of x with y, then you switch the x and the y, then you solve for y, so I added 1 to each side, then I divided by -6, and then I change y back to f -1 of x. I'm going to do this on the next 2 problems. And here's the answer to 21, and that's all I have time for.